Hello everybody, it's Stella from You Hope Wellbeing and we are back with another video. And today we are going to be discussing the Titan god of afterthought and excuses, Epimetheus. He's the son of Epimetheus and Clymene, and his brothers are Prometheus, Atlas and Menoetius. Epimetheus and Prometheus did not participate in the war between the Titans and the Olympians. They remained neutral, which would prove to be a smart move that saved them in the end, unlike their brothers Atlas and Menoetius. After the war, he and his brother Prometheus were given the task of populating the earth with animals and men. However, Epimetheus quickly exhausted the supply of gifts allotted for the task in the equipment of animals, leaving Prometheus's masterpiece, mankind, completely helpless. As a result, the Titan brother was forced to steal fire from heaven to arm them. Zeus was angered by this theft and ordered the creation of Pandora, the first woman, as a means to deliver evil into the house of man. Despite the warnings of his brother, Epimetheus happily received her as his bride, but as soon as she arrived, she lifted the lid of the jar entrusted to her by the gods, releasing the plague of harmful spirits to trouble mankind. Only hope remained behind. Epimetheus' name is derived from the Greek word epi and metheus, which does mean afterthought and late counselling. He was, in essence, the proverbial fool. Despite her unleashing pain and suffering, Pandora and Epimetheus reportedly had a happy marriage. Pandora's box was just one example of Zeus's trickery, but many scholars believe it wasn't actually directed towards Epimetheus, more so towards Prometheus. While Zeus was enraged with Prometheus's actions, Pandora's box was a response to how humans acted on Earth. Ultimately, they were the ones who paid the price. Pandora and Epimetheus continued to live relatively happy lives. They had at least one child, and that was a daughter named Priya. Priya would go on to marry a descendant of Prometheus, one of Prometheus's sons, if I remember right. And the two would go on to have several children, but they're most remembered from surviving the deluge. So in many mythologies, and we will probably get into this particular mythology, but in many mythologies from right around the world, there is the tale of the flood, the big massive flood, and this is the deluge is that flood is in Greek mythology, where Priya and her husband were the sole survivors. According to Plato, the deluge happened during the Bronze Age of humans. At this point, Zeus, fed up with humans and their behaviours, so he planned a massive flood to wipe them out. Prometheus heard of his plans and warned his son. He instructed them to build a great ark. They obliged, eventually using it to survive the great flood. The two floated in the ark for 9 days and 9 nights before the waters began to recede. The myth says that Priya and her husband were the only humans to survive the deluge. Very much similar to the tale of Noah's Ark. Often portrayed as a robust titan, Epimetheus' physical attributes aren't as detailed as other mythological figures. However, he's occasionally shown holding a jar, which is commonly mistaken for a box, the infamous Pandora's box, and in fact, it's Pandora's box isn't actually a box, it is actually a jar, but at some point over the centuries, it's being misconstrued to be Pandora's box. The jar symbolises the container from all earthly woes have escaped. Epimetheus' actions often spoke louder than any descriptions of his personality. His decision to accept Pandora, despite warnings, showcases his impulsive nature, contrasting his brother Prometheus, who was a lot more methodical in his processes. Epimetheus has often acted without considering the ramifications. As a titan, he possessed immense strength and longevity. However, specific powers unique to him aren't frequently detailed in myths. His significance lies more in his actions and the consequences they brought about. As we said earlier, the jar, often mistaken as a box, stands out as a primary symbol associated with Epimetheus. This jar held all the troubles and woes that Pandora unwittingly released upon the world, leaving behind only hope. So that is that is all. That is everything that I have on Epimetheus. So he's mainly known for the tale of him of marrying Pandora and the opening of the jar. So that's what he's mainly known for. Doesn't really appear in too many other myths along the way, but that is the main one. His brother Prometheus is probably more well known in that regard, but as well as his brother Atlas. But we've already discussed Atlas, and we will get to Prometheus's story. But that is everything for today. So until next week, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week and the weekend, and we'll chat soon. Bye.